Making sure you can see me here. I see me. All right. What is that? +2. Okay. Oh, I won some badges in my own group. Whatever. Anyway, welcome in. Hope you can see me. I see my nice, pretty book career in a year logo. Coming at you live. Got a Kirk Jockles in with us, or at least he gave me a thumbs up and then went on his way. I don't know. Maybe he's not here. Ben, Pavlo, Joan, of course, back. It's been a couple weeks. My fault. My apologies. I'll explain why. This should be an easy one today for, just kind of a banter-ish, back and forth, some chat. Maybe not easy for me. You guys are going to give me the hard questions. Going to give me no softballs, all right? Going to do some Q&A. So hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Drop a comment in the comment bubble. Let me know where you're coming from. I know Joan from Bakersfield, CA. Love to see you in here, everyone. Good morning, Jeff Henkel. Appreciate you being here. Got a handful of you in already. Got a few more coming in. Perfect. Perfect. Sunny St. Joe. Here you're fine. Good job. Glad I got the tech stuff worked out. I got everything I need. I've got the heater on my feet to keep my toes warm. I've got my Mountain Dew Zero, very healthy. Gotta love it. Got my lights set. Got my office set. Got my stack of books over here. Everything is where we need it to be. Rose Castro, hello. Jeff Henkel's Alaska. James Fox. I don't believe we've met. No, I'm just kidding. James and I, man, we are just the best buds. Hope to see you soon, man. Hope you'll be around. I know Vegas, but maybe before that. Will you be at NINC? I don't know. If anyone's going to be at NINC, let me know. I'll be there. Ben, thank you. Good you can hear me. Glad you can hear me. You all know the drill. You know what we do here. It's 10:02 my time, which is God's time, which means we'll kind of banter back and forth a little bit. Mostly forth. Not as much back. And then about, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes into it, we'll kick it off. We'll do fun stuff. This time, it's going to be a Q&A. My apologies, everyone. I didn't have time to draft like a presentation. I like to take notes and, actually bring the bacon, as you will, and then try to do my best to get you something that's really tangibly useful, practical, rather than just strategic. Tactical, I should say, rather than strategic. Don't know that I always do that well, but I like to try. I love doing these, and they're super fun. And I like to think I'm a pretty good extemporaneous speaker, but I'm actually trying to be better at that. And so what I do is I take notes, or I make notes for myself. I write things down. I have Apple Notes is what I use. And I just go in and I, drop, here's the big takeaways, here's the framework that I use, or whatever the case is for these. And I just didn't have time to do that this week. Probably could have pulled something out of the archive, and some presentations I've given and kind of something. But I was like, you know what? People have been asking for more of the Q&A stuff, and I agree. I think that's certainly something that we can get into. Now, I do want to say we don't have to talk about marketing or books or really anything specifically about that. This is your opportunity to ask me those hard questions. Politics, money. I got answers, folks. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. But really, there's no topical suggestion here. So if you have a question for me or something, I'm an expert in a couple things, and I know a lot about some things, and there's a lot of things I don't know anything about. So I'll tell you that. If I don't know, I'll say, hey, yeah, it's just not really the guy for it. But if you have a question you've been wanting to ask now, well, not now, but in a few minutes, it's going to be your time. Seeing people jumping in here, so we're still waiting around for a few. Thanks for being here, folks. Listen, if you are new, if you haven't joined us before on this, very much appreciate you. My name's Nick. I run this little band of outlaws called Book Career in a Year. We're coming up on 700 members in a few months. It's pretty good. Mostly because I've been spamming those invite links to everybody. Sorry, but you're here. Haha, I win. This is about having a book career. in a year and how to do it. So listen, I mentioned that I'm an expert in a couple things. What I meant was like trombone. I'm an expert in that. I got a degree in music compositions. There's the things that I'm an expert in. There's things that I'm not an expert in, but what I am is very willing to test, to experiment, to fail, to try again, to keep going. I'm pretty good at that kind of thing, and I've developed some systems and some tips and tricks and things over the years. So what I like to do is collect all that stuff and put it all into this nonfiction format, and all of it lives on the website and this Facebook group and the page and everything else related called Book Career in a Year. Now, this isn't a guarantee that you will have a career in a year. What it is, though, is it's saying I believe it's possible. And when you do certain things in the right order and you stay away from other things and basically do everything right, it's not just possible to have a book career, meaning writing fiction and selling fiction. I believe it's probable. Okay, and I do mean career, meaning full-time income. Now that, depending on where you live, that may be $12,000 a year, that may be $120,000 a year, or maybe pounds or whatever you use. The point is, I don't ever want to put a number on this kind of thing because there's no ceiling to what we authors can earn, which is super cool. But I do mean full-time. I do mean career. I do mean this could be your lifestyle. Should you choose to accept the hard work that comes with this opportunity, I do believe it's possible to build a book career in a year. So most of you have heard this spiel before, so I'm not going to, belabor that point. I want to get started pretty soon. It's coming up on 7 minutes after. We're still getting some people coming in. I really appreciate you being here. I love doing these. It's kind of it works a different muscle for me, if you will. Which is really good, really helpful for me, really helpful for my goals, and I'm hoping helpful for you. I'm hoping that this serves you in a kind of a different way, and that's the format we're going to take today. In a few minutes, we're going to kick off Q&A. Now, maybe it's going to be 10 minutes long and we quit because no one has any questions. That's fine. We don't have to go a full hour, but I am here, and I want to hang out with you for a full hour, answer questions. They don't have to be on anything specific, any topic, but try me. Ask a question, anything. I'll answer it. If I don't know the answer, I'll tell you. Now, I wanted to apologize. I said this earlier. I haven't been here the last 2 weeks. I haven't done these live streams. And I told myself that no matter what, rain, shine, high water, whatever, I'm going to do these live streams every week. And what happened was I didn't do it every week. We've had a heck of a time, a good time, but a heck of a time the last couple weeks. It's been sort of vacation mode for us in the Thacker household. We left here. I don't even know dates anymore. But June, end of June. Definitely end of June. Sometime mid-June. Went to New Mexico with my family, extended family. Hung out there for a decade. It felt like a long time. And then my parents took our kids back to Texas, where we're from, and they watched them, while my wife and I had a few days at home, and then we went to go see Blink-182. Because it was amazing. Best concert of my life. And then the day after, like at 6 a.m., we had to fly out for Mexico. So we got to see New Mexico, got to see Old Mexico, or regular Mexico, whatever you want to say, OG Mexico. We did an all-inclusive resort. I mean, it was amazing. But anyway, the point is the last 2 Thursdays, one was in Mexico. Wi-Fi was a little spotty. I mean, I swear, I was ready to go. I was sitting there. I had my hair combed. She's sitting out there in the hammock, and I'm like, I'm going to do this live stream. And it was too spotty. I didn't want to risk it. The week before, we were just out and about. We were riding horses, doing all kinds of fun stuff, drinking certain beverages, things like that. And it was just, it was going to be a little tricky to pull it off. But hey, everyone needs a break, so I took a couple minutes off the last few weeks, and here we are. So anyway, glad you're here. We'll kick it off. This is a Q&A. This is what we call AMA, or Ask Me Anything, which is a term, I believe it kind of started on Reddit, if you've ever been over on that area of the internet. It's just people get this idea that people have questions they want asked of them, and they call it an Ask Me Anything, an AMA. So I wanted to do that for this live stream because I know we've covered specific topics the last few live streams, or however many we've done, 4, 5, 6. And the Q&A has always been great, but I wanted to make sure we had more time to get into some other questions Like I said, maybe related to writing and book marketing, and most likely they will be. But they could be anything. They could craft. Just what else do I read? Anything that you've got that you want to know about. I want to take some time to answer those. So here's how we'll do it. I'm watching live on Facebook. It's a few seconds delayed, but I can see your questions 4 at a time, which is really frustrating. But I can see 4 questions at a time, 4 comments at a time. So if you have a question, if you have something you want to ask, drop it into that comment bubble, press enter, press return, and I will answer it live on the air. So loud everyone can hear it. Just let's see. Yeah. Oh, so okay. Sorry, there was something bubble jumping up. Yeah, Robin. Thanks for modeling a healthy author life. I don't know that I model anything very well, but listen. You and I were joking around, Robin, about being on vacation and working, and you made the comment, I'm not sure you know how to do vacation right. And I made the tongue-in-cheek, snarky response, I don't know if people know how to do work right. Joking aside, I know we were both joking around. I actually believe that what we do as work, at least in the United States, it's the only place I've ever lived, is broken, right? And I think there's a lot of people that will rail against the idea of work-life balance. And, it doesn't exist. And a lot of really smart, CEO-level people will say, yeah, there's no such thing as work-life balance. To those people, I say, I think they're doing work wrong. Work-life balance it's not a quantitative goal. It's a qualitative one. And I will die on this hill all day, right? I mean, and I think you guys know what I'm talking about. It's not about the number of hours you do a certain thing. All of us basically live the same amount of, we all literally live the same amount of hours every day. But we basically do the same thing with those hours. We sleep 30% of the time, we go to work 30% of the time, and we do other stuff 30% of the time. Eating falls in there, all the other stuff that we do, but it has to happen in one of those blocks. And I think when we think of work-life balance historically as a society, we think, well, we have to do 33.33% repeating. Remember the little line? Texas math of each of those things in order to get to 100%. And if we don't, we're out of balance, right? If we only do 20% work this week, but we did 60% of this, there's not enough. That's not how work-life balance is supposed to work, folks. It's supposed to be qualitative, okay? There are times when I'm feeling like, man, I need to do something for my mental health that is not what I've been doing. Okay, and if I don't take that time and do it for my mental health, I'm out of balance. Okay, it's a qualitative thing. And yes, you can define it with hours and all that, but the problem is that changes every day, even throughout the day. What we spend time doing just has to ebb and flow and move and switch. Anyway, all right, you get it. So it's qualitative, not quantitative. I wanted to shut up because I wanted to get to the questions, and they're going quickly. So thank you. Anyway, Kirk, what are your thoughts on running your own Facebook and Amazon ads instead of outsourcing? I don't recommend outsourcing, Kirk. I think there's a few problems with it. One, I know a lot of the guys in the industry and the agencies that have popped up, and I mean agency meaning like, any outsourced service provider. It could be one dude or dudette running ads for you as a friend. I call that an agency because you're still paying them, right? I mean, unless you found somebody to do it for free. You have to pay them for their time and pay for the ads that they're running on your behalf. The problem is trust. It's like hiring a contractor. Like, how do you know what you're going to get? But the real issue I have is that we are selling books, and even the most expensive ebook, let's say it's a textbook for $29.99, which is way more than what most of us are selling our books for, is still so low priced in the whole digital marketplace that the ROI, the margins just aren't there. Okay, so the problem I have with outsourcing the ads is I can, it's hard enough. I shouldn't say barely, but it's hard enough to get that good ROI, 100% plus, or whatever, because that's what I shoot for. I mean, 50% is great, but I want to double my money, right? I put $1 in, I want to get $2 out, and I can do that. But if I outsource, I have to pay those people for their time. It's hard work. They're doing a lot of data analysis, and that ROI just goes down and down and down and down. That margin goes down and down and down. So I don't like outsourcing. I don't recommend it. I don't want to get too far into this because I know we'll probably talk more about marketing anyway as questions come in. But I don't recommend outsourcing. I think it's probably well, let me not be vague. I don't like outsourcing. It is worth your time, energy, and money to learn how to do it yourself. You don't need to become the world's foremost expert on Amazon or Facebook ads in order to build a good, successful career. But you need to learn how to do it because at some point, if you're doing $1,000 a day on Facebook or Amazon ads or both put together, you may want to hire somebody to do that. And you need to know how to train them to run your ads because every book, every author is a little bit different. So if you ever did get to the point where you wanted to outsource, you are the expert. You can now say, yes, this is working or this is not working because I've done it and I know. So it's one of those situations where I recommend just learning how to do it. Okay, I know can't get into how to do it right now. Don't have enough time. But hey, hope that helps. Robin, multiple series. How do you balance which one to write release next? And does that change of the different genres or pen names? I'll answer the second half of that. I, at this point in my career, am really just focused on the Nick Thacker pen name. I only have one. I don't have any other. Well, I'm not going to tell you I have any other ones. But it's all very much just action, adventure, thriller. Like it's all that. So for me, it's easy. I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to balance, romance versus sci-fi or whatever. I have dabbled in sci-fi. I have dabbled in some other types of thrillers and all that, which they're close enough that I can use the same readership to sell those. So I'm not the best person to ask for that part. But how do I balance what to write release next? I do have multiple series. About this time, maybe earlier last year, 2022, early 2022, I made the decision I was going to release 5 to 6 new series over the next year. Now I've done that at this point. And the goal of doing that was rather than decide for my readership what they wanted to read next, I wanted them to tell me. I had my ideas of what would sell best. Assuming all else is equal, I'm promoting them the same way. I'm launching them the same way. It's the same group that I'm sending my emails to, which is true. I should be able to get some good data on, well, how are they responding to each book? How does the Amazon algorithm approach each book? Are any of them getting boosted higher than the others? And I found out that I was. What I thought would be my runaway bestseller was called The Contestant. Josh Lane, Techno Thrillers #1. Launched that one. I was like, this is it. Best thing I've ever written. Very, very good. I love it. My readers are going to love it. And they have loved it, but not as much as the other two that I released, The Solomon Key and then The Hermit Kingdom most recently. And so I was like, well, I guess I know what I'm going to work on next. And I'm going to focus a little bit more time on the follow-ups to those two before I come back to Josh Lane. So I'm kind of making this up as I go along the last couple of years. That's not how I've done it in the past. But for me, right now, that's how I'm approaching these different genres. Hope that helps. Oh, shoot. I lost MJ Khan's question. Sorry. I don't know if Robin's willing, but if you can, do you want to post some questions for me in our private message? That would be helpful. You don't have to. I just lost one that I wanted to answer. Sorry, MJ. I was going to answer yours and then it disappeared because Facebook is awesome. Ben, just dipping my toe in the waters of writing with AI, and I've seen people who are receiving criticism for doing so. How do you get past the feeling of cheating? Yeah. Hey, listen. So there's a lot here. First of all, there are some litigiousness. There is some. There's a lot going on in the legal side, which sort of brings in the ethical side a little bit, but those aren't necessarily the same thing, right? So what's illegal by law isn't necessarily unethical. Okay, now I'm not saying that we should all break the law. You heard what I'm saying, though, right? They're two different arguments. You, as an author, need to decide where you land ethically with AI, and specifically right now, the big issue is how these large language models are ostensibly getting their content from. So book corpus from MIT, whatever, that kind of stuff, they scraped the Smashwords store claiming it was unpublished books. Well, that's not true. They were published for free. And it was specifically against the terms of service for Smashwords to scrape that content. So ethically, they did some shitty stuff, and that's bad. But all of these large language models, for the most part, have been trained on book corpus. And so I use AI, but I have to balance that with the knowledge that, hey, I work for a company, Drafted Digital, that, it kind of got stung by some of this stuff. Now, the way I land on this is I don't believe they were doing this nefariously. They didn't have any idea that they would be using this content for, OpenAI, ChatGPT, all that stuff down the road, or certainly not commercialization of these properties. They didn't do it to steal intellectual property, although that's what they did. And so there's some court cases going on right now that you need to follow. But the ethical side is really where you need to focus your energy, do the hard work of analyzing how you feel about this whole debate. And then you just need to choose. Okay, look, because of this and this and this and this and this, hey, I understand that, this whole thing sucks for these artists, and I'm one of them whose stuff was scraped or whatever. But I also understand that there's some inevitability here and things progressing. The point is, it's really squishy and it's hard, but you just need to have your own argument for or against what you're doing. And it doesn't have to be, I love AI, AI is all the best, or vice versa. I hate AI, and I'll never use it for anything. It can literally just be, I don't use this platform because I don't trust where this stuff came from. Listen, guys, but this is all really hard because Adobe, who's come out now and said, we add this terms of service and people are agreeing to give us their stuff. They're trying to do it as above board as possible. And a lot of people in the industry are singing their praises for how they've done it. Their terms of service are basically the worst ones out there. They're the worst offenders. I'll say it. Adobe, if you're listening, screw you guys. You basically bait and switched everybody using Photoshop, all your, professional level platforms. And I want to get into the details. Just trust me. It's really, really nasty what they did. And everyone's loving them for what they did because they think Adobe came out and was like, oh yeah, we're doing this ethically and we want to make sure we don't steal anything. And that's exactly what they've been doing for years. So, hey, this is really hard. I'm not saying I don't use Photoshop anymore, but you got to be aware of how this stuff all comes to play. I hope that helps a little bit. I know we did a live stream about AI. You can go dig around the archives and find that because I talk about it a little bit more. Douglas asks, how many rabbits can I reasonably carry? I held a baby rabbit that I found in a gutter a few weeks ago. So the answer is 1, because reasonably, I want all of my love to go to that one rabbit. It's unreasonable for me to carry more than that. Hope that answers your question, Doug. Rose, for me, finding an ads course that I can understand and see at minimum some success has been the bane of my existence. I've spent so much money on classes and more on failed ads. Yeah, I agree with the crying emoji. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so ads are difficult. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you right now, it is a paid course, but I'm going to release a course on ads. Okay. I wish I could do all this stuff for free, but I just don't have time. But it's going to be a course. And my courses, they're all $35. You can usually find a coupon code. Almost always find a coupon code. It'll be like $28 in the US. Add VAT back in and you're paying $31.50. I don't know. They're inexpensive, right? I would hope that you guys would agree. These are full courses that I've been releasing. I think they're good. It's everything I know about a subject for the most part. And I'm trying to go slow enough and break this down enough that if you could stand listening to my voice and looking at my ugly face for hours on end, you can get something out of it. So Rose, listen, I'm going to be releasing an ads course because I have tested this. I have run ads. I know we talked about not outsourcing. I have been the guy people outsourcing their ads to, and I've stopped doing it for the reasons I said. That it just doesn't. I can't get them enough ROI, but it's not impossible to get that for yourself. There are ways to do it. Okay, and I believe I can teach you how to do it. Give me a little bit of time. Okay, give me a few months, but I'm going to have an ads course. Trust me. I hope that helps. What I probably will do is have a Facebook ads course and then a separate Amazon ads course. I know that kind of doubles the price to get in and all that. But my whole point with the Book Career in a Year courses is that it's like an a la carte menu where you can get very specific deep dives into just what you want, not spending $900 to get all this other stuff you may not need. I don't need Pinterest ads or TikTok ads. That's not who I am and what I want to focus on, right? So anyway, hope that's helpful for you guys. Hope that's helpful for you, Rose. And if it's not, let me know. Just leave a comment and be like, I hate you, Nick. And I'll be like, great. No worries. You can't hurt my feelings. I'm an author. I have 1-star reviews. Okay, I'm going to go over to Robin. Thank you so much for posting that. I'm assuming this is MJ's question. Do you think that pen names are needed for a new genre, like from paranormal to thriller? Or is it better to keep the same name so that potential readers can see what you do, that you do have a history of writing and completing books and be more likely to take a chance on you than a brand new pen name with no social proof of an existing brand? So those last 2 reasons you gave for your question are why I would keep the same name. At this point in the game, I don't think I would start a new pen name unless I had a reason to keep it secret. Like there had to be a compelling reason, like I'm writing erotic romance and I didn't want people that I know in my regular life to know that I'm writing erotic romance for whatever reason, right? And I'm not going to get into the reasons, but I don't think there's anything unethical about writing that stuff. I just mean there may be a good reason to separate those out. But if it's just from, paranormal to thriller or even sci-fi to historical romance or one of those, I don't know that there's a reason to keep it wholly different. What I might do to keep the marketing a little simpler, and again, very marginally simple. I think you can do it just fine marketing-wise with the same pen name. But to keep it marginally easier, at least maybe keep it straight in your own mind, I might do, like, if I ever wrote romance, I would probably do like a Nicholas Sparks kind of style, and I would do like N.R. Thacker, and I might just do the initials and stuff for my name. The Microsoft Word icon has been jumping up and down on my Mac for like an hour, and I'm pissed because, well, I hate Microsoft. But anyway, I fixed it. Don't worry, I killed it. Okay, so I wouldn't. It's just easier. Everything's easier when you just have one pen name to worry about. It's easy enough using something like Author Email, self-promo, or any of the other ESP platforms. You can separate out lists and segment your list so that even though you're using the same name, like, things are going to different places. So I wouldn't worry about that too much, personally. Okay, cool. I think we're caught up on questions. Oh my gosh, Cool. All right, see you guys later. No, I'm just kidding. I hope that helps. I believe it was MJ that asked that. It's really up to you. I mean, if you want to do a different pen name because it's fun and exciting and new and fresh, hey, more power to you. I don't think there's a reason not to. I don't think it matters, though, as far as, what's easier to market. Marketing isn't easy. It's just going to be a challenge for whatever you do, right? All right. Drop your questions in if you need to see anything, or if you have any questions. Sorry, I was looking at other places to make sure I didn't miss anything. But yeah, if you've got a question for me, drop it in the bubble. I'm on Facebook. I'm not seeing YouTube or Twitter or any other places I'm going. But I'm happy to answer it. If you're on Facebook, drop the comment. I can see them from there at least. Let's see. I think I got a couple. Yeah, Joan, pre-orders and marketing. Putting my new cozy series up for pre-order. Releasing a book every 2 months. Congratulations. That's awesome. Would love your advice on marketing them so I'm not flooding my newsletter subscribers versus not saying enough. Okay, so generally speaking, and I'm an email guy. You guys know I own Author Email, run Author Email, sold it to Drafted Digital, but I still run it. I think we authors are more scared than we need to be to send emails more often. So what I mean is, I would recommend almost always send more emails than you are comfortable doing, more often than you're comfortable doing, okay? If you're already sending an email every single day, okay, I'm not saying that might be the exception, like, don't send more emails in. But if you aren't testing once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, 4, 5, 6, 7 times a week, test it. Don't do it forever, but test it. If you have a book launch coming up, for example, Joan, test sending every single day. Okay, follow the internet marketing stuff. I know there's some shady shizer kind of people doing that, and they kind of give everybody else a bad name. But what we do is internet marketing. Okay, and there's some really, really good fundamental things that we can pull from that industry, like having deadlines, having expiring offers. And I don't mean the really stupid ones where they're like, oh, you have to do it within 3 hours, and then you reload the web page and it's like you still have 3 hours, and the timer starts over. I'm talking about real deadlines. Like, try your launch with a deadline next time where you say, hey, if you buy this book by this date, let's say 7 days from now, I'm going to give you this book and this book for free. Okay, bonus mode. People love bonuses. That hasn't changed in 200 years of advertising, okay? And probably before that, when Jesus was advertising or whatever, he was like, bonus, I'll give you eternal life. Sorry. People were like, oh, I'm in for it. Sorry, I'm getting off a tangent. So, Joan, I would recommend doing something like that and then sending an email every single day, seeing what happens. The point is, you'll stop sending an email every single day. So it's not like you're going to send an email for the rest of your life every single day. I'm just saying test that. I think you might be surprised by the results. Maybe, maybe not. But don't be afraid to send emails more. I think I've said this before in the email marketing live streams, but most of the time, your readers, your humans, any human is going to get an email, and if they don't want to hear from you in that moment, they'll either ignore it, leave it in their inbox for later. They'll archive it or delete it, which is kind of the same thing. They're not going to unsubscribe unless you piss them off, right? They're not going to unsubscribe unless they're like, I don't even know who this person is, which really only happens when you don't email them very often, right? If you wait 3 months after they sign up and you say, hey, how's it going? Sorry to email you. I know I'm bugging you. They're like, who the hell are you? I haven't even read your book yet. And then they'll unsubscribe. It's much more likely for our subscribers to simply delete or archive, or just ignore our email if they're busy. So don't worry about emailing them too much. Let them be in charge of the email flow. Meaning, send them emails as much as you want, and I would urge to try more often, and then let them just archive, delete, whatever. And look, you will get unsubscribes, absolutely, but hopefully your churn, right, is higher. Like it's the ratio of people subscribing to you because you've done ads well and social media and all that is higher than the people unsubscribing. If it's not though, then you have a marketing issue and potentially a branding issue. But that's a whole different thing. So I hope that helps answer that question a little bit. Try doing more emails than you are comfortable with. Now, that means if you email once a month, you may be uncomfortable emailing twice a month. Start there. Just email twice a month. And if that works for a while, then double that. 4 times a month, once a week. Just test things, okay? Okay, going back to another question. Lucinda Harrison, I'd like to hear what a day in your author life is like. Yeah, so Robin could probably answer that better than me. I don't even know what happens most days. I look at my calendar and I do what's on the calendar. I believe that we should calendar who we want to become, not what we want to do. Okay, and that sounds like a subtle, goofy difference, but it's really powerful difference. And so what I try to put on my calendar is the things that I want to be. So I want to be healthy, which means on my calendar is go for a walk every morning. I try to walk 4 to 5 miles every day. Try to get zone 1 to zone 2 cardio. For you energy nerds, that's where ATP, adenosine triphosphate, burns more from fat, which is what I'm trying to lose, rather than from carbohydrates, which is zone 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So doesn't matter, but I try to get a walk in every morning, and I come back and I try to, once I shower and everything, I try to sit down and read for 20 minutes. Usually this is business, this is nonfiction, but sometimes it's fiction. I typically read fiction at night before bed, so I usually will do nonfiction at this point. Kind of getting ready for the morning, then I have a protein shake, and then I start work. Now, work is very different every single day. Okay, I am we're about to announce this at the end of the month, so hopefully you guys aren't tweeting it live. I am a VP at Draft to Digital. First VP we've had. We started a new line called Author Success, where we've acquired a few companies and I'm running all that. So that's a new thing. And so that takes a lot of my time, but it changes throughout the week. I'm doing a full-time job there, but that could be 20 hours one week, 60 hours the next week, because it's startup mode, right? So it's really hard to calendar that out any weeks in advance. I mean, I have to kind of look at the beginning of the week and say, okay, what meetings do I have for that? Then I've, of course, got Book Career in a Year. We're working on, I'll just go ahead and, since I'm just, giving you all the secrets that I've been holding back, you guys are here, you're watching, so you get the secrets. I'm building an app. I've posted some screenshots of this. I'm working with a Bangladesh company, amazing firm, great guys and gals, working on an app for Book Career in a Year. So all of our courses will be there. You can purchase a course online and then it will be in there, and it's so cool. It's so pretty. Oh my God, I'm so excited about it. I could cry. You guys are going to love it. It's a totally free app. Of course, you buy the course and then you have the app. You can go through everything there on your phone, whenever you want, wherever you are. Love it. Part of that is launching an entire course platform with the same firm. So they're doing a website for us as well. Everything will be moved off of PayHip. It's going to go there. That's a ton of work. I also am, check this out. Hey, you asked, right? Sorry, Lucinda. This is my first ever writer's workshop. Hope you can still hear me. It's called Write Repeat. It's kind of a little mini brand within Book Career in a Year, but it's all Book Career in a Year. And I have been working on branded materials for that. Okay, the Write Repeat notebook. This is just empty. This is just blank text. I've got a book in here that I won't show you because it's secret. And there's, what is this? Probably like a pen. It's a cool pen. We're going to have pens. That's cool. We're going to have mugs. We're going to have just swag, right? So all kinds of fun swag. Sorry. I'm working with someone on, I don't want to give anything away. I don't want to give too much away, but I'm working on a planner. You guys probably already knew that because I posted about it last night. That's going to be really cool. So that's all kind of part of this write repeat thing, and then all of that will be launched as a Kickstarter because I just can't do enough. So I will be doing a Kickstarter at some point in the future. But the Kickstarter will be launching a book I've been writing called 21 Laws of Publishing, work in progress. And that will have 21 interviews with experts. So I got like Craig Martell, Ines Johnson, like all these, Michael Anderle, all the dudes you've heard of. They're amazing, and I'm interviewing them. That'll be a stretch goal. I also have, let's see. So this is all just day to day. What is the project that needs to be completed soonest, coming up quickest, and that's what I work on. And that may sound random, but again, on my calendar isn't what I have to do. It's who do I want to become? And I want to become a coach, a teacher, and an expert in teaching authors how to build a career in 1 year. Okay? Everything I do comes back to that. Part of that is continuing to write my own books. So I've been studying. I've been literally taking notes. I have a coach, and I've been studying books in my genre. I've been going through highlighting. Well, I won't get into the details, but she's given me a task to highlight certain things that the characters say and all that, because I decided that I have to be better at character development. So here we go. So I do coaching. I mean, I am being coached throughout the week as well. I have homework that I do for that. But of course, I'm also writing. You guys know I dictate a lot. So whenever I'm in the car, if I go pick up a Walmart pickup order, I'm dictating. That's when I get my writing in. So yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot going on. But hey, I have built a lifestyle around doing all this stuff. Sorry, just looking around my office because I'm sure I've forgotten some things. Yeah, anyway, that's kind of my daily life. I do all kinds of fun stuff. I don't work 9 to 5. I work 24/7 because I'm dreaming about this stuff. And I wake up and I'm excited to do the next thing. Everything I do comes back to trying to become the most recommended thriller author on the planet and to help other people do the same thing, to help other people build the career that they want and the lifestyle that they want. And I'm very, very passionate about that. I'm trying to get really good at that. Okay. So that's pretty much what my daily life is like. Hope that helps. Very, very passionate about that. Sorry. Okay. Robin says not just dudes, right? No, that's what I said. Ines Johnson, she's not a dude. I just said dudes because dudes means, well, you're Canadian. You don't even know what dudes means. Dudes is just dudes. It's just cool people, right? All the cool people. So it's not just dudes. I got a bunch of female experts that I've been interviewing and stuff as well. Robin's question, would you ever kill off Harvey Bennett? I'm not even going to finish the rest of the question because no, I'm never going to kill that guy. I want to. I wish he was dead. But I can't stop writing him. Everybody gets mad. I tried to kill, well, I don't give anything. Anyway, I've tried to do this before where I've killed off a main character and then everyone just got pissed. And so the next book I was like, I'm just kidding. They weren't dead. Let's give things away there. I don't know, maybe. If the money's right, I'd probably kill him off. Hollywood calls, like, hey, we're going to give you $100 million. I'd be like, yeah, I don't care. Whatever you want. We'll do it. I'm a sellout. Okay, I hope that helps. Let's see. I don't know if I've mentioned, or I don't know if I've caught all the questions. I've kind of got off on a tangent there, getting really excited and pumped up about all the stuff I'm working on. Look at this. Pins for my planner. These are like felt tip kind of, I'm just so excited about all this stuff, guys. Trying to think. Let's see. Any other questions? Maya. Yeah, just a few things going. Yeah, well, I didn't even get into, I'm about to share a Kickstarter that my friend is working on. And if you guys promise not to tell anybody, I'm doing the soundtrack. It's for a movie. So that's going to be really fun. By the way, I have a background in music education, right? Or, music composition. My education was in music composition. So I wanted to be a film score guy. I wanted to be John Williams. That ship has probably sailed, but I'm getting my toe dipped in the waters there. So doing a soundtrack for another short film, or for a short film, and I'm really excited about that. I don't think I can tell you more about it, but oh well, cat's out of the bag. Yeah, Maya, there's a lot of things going. But look, when they always, that stupid thing where people are like, well, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. That's kind of true. Yeah, it's kind of true, right? I wouldn't say that every single activity that I partake in is my favorite thing ever. I don't like to do taxes all the time. But once a year, it's really nice to check in and I do quarterly, of course, but once a year doing it, putting everything together, it's kind of fun because it's all my career. It's all my stuff. It's everything that's worked and hasn't worked. And I kind of, it works for me. I wouldn't want to be a tax guy though. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, the point is I have built a lifestyle, and maybe it sounds like I'm bragging a little bit, but I'm sorry, but I've really tried to build this. I've purposefully put all this stuff together over the course of the last decade. Hey, I did graphic design for people and I didn't like that, so I'm not doing that anymore. Hey, I did websites and I didn't love that, so I'm not doing it anymore. I made a lot of those hard decisions even when the money was good, because I had this idea for what my life and my legacy could be, and I wanted to work toward that. And I don't want anyone out there to think that, like, hey, it's too late for you. Oh, I committed to this career and whatever. I don't. That's why I built Book Career in a Year and am building it, because I believe every single person out there can craft some sort of career that works well for their lifestyle. So for example, I know a guy who gets paid really, really well at his day job, which is completely 180 degrees off of, fiction writing. It's like the opposite. It's like spreadsheets or something, but he loves it. He likes his job. He doesn't want to quit. So he's like, well, how do I build a book career? And I'm like, well, you don't really need it for the money. So why don't you build a career where your books are written when you have the free time for that, and you need to schedule that, and because it's who you want to be, right? And so you need to figure out how you can write as often as you want to make to be happy writing. For him, the money isn't the driving, motivating factor. It's nice, but he doesn't care about that as much. He just wants to find the time to write. So he's crafting a career in a little bit different way. But the point is, you get to craft this life that you have, and I've tried to do that. It's not perfect. I'm always working on it. You can ask Robin. I'm always messing with it, always breaking it. But I'm trying to make it better and more efficient and more effective. So anyway, I mentioned Robin just because she's amazing, and if anybody needs like a coach, and just give her a lot of money, she'll be helpful. Sorry, Robin, I just made you a coach. Congratulations. Kirk, I haven't gone the audio route yet, and it's been recommended I wait because the AI production is getting better and better and better. Any thoughts? Yeah, so I'm in the middle of this too, man. I have done a bunch of my books in AI generated narrated audio. This harkens back to the AI debate about the ethics and all that stuff in there. But again, I trained my own AI vocal clone with a company. It's called 11 Labs, and so they're using my voice, right? So I know where the voice came from. So there shouldn't be too much ethical concern and stuff there. But I do that myself, I actually have an assistant that does the bulk of the work, the copy paste stuff, and then I put it together, publish it. And sell them on my own website, because I find that it's great to have a lower priced version. At the same time, I'm currently I was just recently approached by a big audiobook firm I'm friends with, and they offered me a bunch of money to do the first 5 books, I think, in the Harvey Bennett series. And these have been produced before, and I stopped using the one narrator. I got a buddy I paid to do another one. Anyway, the point is, you guys, you know me. Look, and I always kind of joke that I'm a sellout. Like, it's not about that. Part of my career, part of the lifestyle that I've decided I want is to make money. Because if you don't make the money, you can't spread the message. Okay, just how it works. So I'm not afraid of money. I'm not afraid of, but yeah, let me take money for this. The point is, I have no problem changing direction if the money's good, because it's not taking me away from my mountain, right? What I just told you my passion was. It's bringing me closer to it, and people are paying me for it. So I'm not going to be afraid of that. Anyway, I don't think you're asking that, but the point is, I recommend doing what you can do to get to market quickest. Right now, for me, that's usually using my AI vocal clone, having the assistant do it, and then boom, we're done. Because I don't have any other people to ask. I don't have to wait for a deal, pay anybody. It's much cheaper. That may be the best route for you. I think it was Kirk. You asked that. But then if the money's good, somebody says, hey, if you unpublish all those because we want exclusivity, and you decide that that's a really good deal for where you are in your career, and that's something that can get you forward, take the money. All contracts should be a certain amount of years. They should not be in perpetuity. They should be 5, 6, 7 years. Less if you're a really good negotiator, or you take less money. But the point is, you're not tying this stuff up forever. 5 years goes by kind of quick. So mine are for 5 years. So I'm like, hey, 5 years from now, I will own the rights to all this stuff that's been produced, and I can, sell if it sells well, or I can take them back down, put the AI ones back up. things change, right? So just be willing to pivot. I hope what you're hearing, though, is all of this goes back to knowing what your end goal is, or what our mountain is, as Neil Gaiman says, right? I'm trying to climb this mountain, and on top of the mountain, I see, well, this is what I want. This is what I'm working toward. So all of the things I do, hopefully, will take me toward that. Okay, hope that helps. Thanks, Rose. I apologize. Yeah, no, it's just it's hard to talk about victory. I think maybe right now, maybe it always has been, but it's hard to talk about success because it either can feel like we're bragging, which is not the intent, or that we're better than people, which is certainly not the intent, and it's not the truth either. I from day one, and I mean this from day one, like my book was published from day one, I celebrated that stupid book that never sold any copies because I believe that celebrating even the smallest victory, and I mean the smallest, hey, I took the trash out when I was supposed to, that's a victory. I'm going to celebrate, pour a glass of whiskey, right? How we celebrate, don't drink whiskey every single time, but celebrate those little victories, and certainly celebrate the big ones. People forget to do that. And so by talking about this stuff, that's what I'm hoping to do, is that you guys can celebrate some of that success I've experienced with me, because I want to do that with you as well. Every time you write the end, let's freaking celebrate that. Don't just jump into the next book. Take a minute. Take a breath. Celebrate. Pour a glass of your finest tea, whatever it is, whatever you want to drink, and celebrate for just a minute. Celebrate for a week if you need to. But the point is, that is such a profound benefit on our overall well-being, physiologically, not just mentally. But if we can celebrate life, then we can wake up and want to do it. Right? And it's pretty simple, but I think it's so true. And I'm saying all this stuff as like, I'm like the overzealousness of a new convert. I just kind of started figuring this stuff out. Got in a bad car accident, about October last year, and it just changed everything. And I would never wish it upon anybody, but it truthfully really does start to shift perspective. Like, hey, I'm only going to be here for a certain amount of time. What do I want to do? And what am I doing that's taking me away from this thing? And recognizing that the things that I do have that are going well for me are really good. So why not celebrate those things? Why not look at those? So anyway, that's a lot of different things. So thanks, Rose. Appreciate you. Marion, yeah. Sorry, I kind of threw Robin under the bus there. She probably doesn't even want to coach you guys. She's a good author. Like, just go read her books instead. That's probably the best way to. She's been helping me with a lot of stuff, and I'm sure we'll continue working together on certain things going forward. But she's just a really, really great person, and she's very, very, very good at what she does, which happens to be planning and organization and things like that. But first and foremost, I think she'd probably agree, she's an author. She writes thrillers, and she's really good at it. So if she doesn't want to coach, then just go buy her books. Okay, I guess it is kind of a shameless self-promo because my publishing company publishes her books. So definitely go buy her book. She's got one coming out very soon. It's called Strike Out. It's book 3 in an amazing series. There's even a prequel novella out there. But go check that out. It's a cool series, the Team Colt thrillers. Okay, moving on. Yeah, Tim. Hey, Tim. Thanks for being real and transparent. I don't know any other way to be, man. You can ask my wife. I can't. And I don't mean this as like I'm such a good person. I can't lie. Like trying to lie, I just get all like weird and start sweating everywhere. She's like, "What? What are you not telling me?" Sorry. I don't know any other way to be. But it is so important for people to just start from an assumption of genuine and authenticity, genuineness, authenticity. That's a foundation. Just start there. Just be real. Every negotiation I go into, every argument even that may come up, I try to just start from, this is where I'm coming from. This is my experience, and this is my understanding of what's happening. And I may be wrong. That's why we're talking. But this is why I'm doing the things I'm doing or saying the things I'm saying. Right? In a negotiation, this is what I want. I'm not gonna yank you around and try to. See, I don't like doing that. I don't like that being done to me. I have walked out of car dealerships before because of this crap. Here's what I want. Here's what you can give me. I really hope we can meet in the middle, or that you'll accept my terms, or I can accept your terms. But this is what I want. It starts with being real and transparent. I just find it so much faster. I like efficiency, and it's much quicker. than rolling around trying to pretend like we're someone else. I heard a quote. It was like, don't be the best version of yourself. Don't try to be someone else. Everyone else is taken. And I was like, well, that's a good way to put it. Everyone else is taken, and they're better at being them than you are at trying to be them. So don't try to invent some person that you're not and be that. But thanks. Yeah, I hope that's encouraging. I really do feel I am an optimist, as angry as I seem sometimes. I'm very optimistic. That's part of the reason I embrace AI and what I do, because it's permeating our culture in a way that is surprising and somewhat scary and fast. But I'm optimistic that humans will be able to use it to our advantage, and it's not going to take us over and eat us. So yeah, I'm pretty optimistic. So I like to be real and transparent in that, and I don't have any secrets. Maybe. I don't think so though. Can't think of any. All right, cool. Looks like I don't see anything else. I don't know if I missed any. I probably made Robin mad, so she's not saying anything anymore. Sorry, Robin. Love you. You're the best. If anyone has any other questions, I'm on the Facebook side, remember. So if you have a question on YouTube, I ain't gonna see it until a little bit later, but I will see it. I'll answer it. I'll answer it in text and comments and all that. But yeah, if you've got any last questions, we can certainly wrap this up or not. If you've got any other things that you'd want to know, I love Doug's question. He probably wins for best question. That was how many rabbits can you reasonably carry? I think I answered that pretty well too. So joke's on you, Doug. Not seeing anything else. Okay, well, thank you all for being here. I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate you doing this with me. We'll do more of these. This won't be every week thing. I'll have prepared stuff. Don't worry. But this was fun. I like doing kind of the Q&A sort of thing because it really lets me dig in. Oh, Robin's back. Okay. Sorry. I didn't make Robin mad, or at least I did, and she's over it. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, let me answer that. Robin asked, what affects your decision to co-write? Two ones. You're not going to be surprised. The first one's money. So do I think that I could, well, I'm going to say it this way. It's not, it's not like I have to make money. It's that in the whole realm of what I do, there's an efficiency question, right? There's an effectiveness and efficiency question, and I want to be both, and co-writers can help me do that. So yes, it's money, meaning like it pushes my career forward by having more books with my name on them. If a certain co-writer will co-write a certain way, meaning for me, if I handle the outline and they handle the first draft, and then I can come back and do second draft and stuff, I am so much faster at the second draft and the outlining, and the co-writers I want to work with are so much faster at the first draft. And it may sound like that's skewed because everyone's a little different the way they write, but I try to make it a 50-50 split as much as possible. Then I'll co-write if the second thing is met. And the second thing is you got to have a sense of humor. I'm not saying that I have a sense of humor. Maybe I suck at jokes. I think my jokes are amazing. But I have found in a long, storied career, many centuries long, that I just don't want to work with people if I can't laugh with them. I mean, everyone's smart and everyone's a genius in a certain thing in a certain way. So there's really not anybody that I don't want to work with. I mean, if I'm given the opportunity to work with them, we're both at a point in our careers where we know some stuff and we can help each other. So that much is already taken care of, right? So any co-writer out there who's worth their salt, they're going to know what they're doing enough that I want to work with them. So the real question is, can I laugh with them? Can we joke around with stuff? No, Robin, that's not you. You don't suck at humor. That's not true. So that's the thing. I love laughing and joking around, and it doesn't have to be my style of humor. You can't take yourself too seriously, I think is what it comes down to. I want to take my work seriously, but I never want to take myself so seriously that I can't, laugh at myself or, whatever's happening. Kevin Eichenberry says, yeah, we should do that again. Yeah, man, we should. One of us is really busy all the time, though. I don't want to point any fingers, but it's you. So that affects my decision to co-write. It's, is this going to be an effective and efficient use of my energy, time, money, all that? And usually means, can I make money doing this, or is it probably not going to work out? because I'm not lacking for ideas, and I can dictate a book in a week. So I can write fast, right? But the second thing is, and this is really the important one, can I laugh with you? I mean, do we have a sense of humor? And Kevin, that's really the answer. Is you're not funny. I just don't like you, so that's why we don't do it ever again. I'm just kidding. We're getting a beer next week, I'm sure, or this weekend. You let me know, man. You're so busy all the time. I'm just sitting in my basement waiting around for you to get me a beer. Marion, yeah, that's not true. I think Robin's plenty funny. Maya says both you and Kevin are very busy. Well, yeah, maybe. Kevin's like, he's like in space half the time. And I don't mean he's spacey. I mean, like, he's like launching rockets and stuff. So can't even talk about it. He works in a secret bunker, like a real secret bunker. He can't talk about it. So, Joan's sense of humor, sarcastic, best combo. It is the best combo, isn't it? I love the quotes, the studies that come out that are like, sarcasm is a sign of pure genius. And I'm like, oh, I love those. And then like the other, there's like equally reputable studies will be like, sarcasm is the sign that you're the devil. And I'm like, I don't like those studies as much. I like the first ones. Sarcasm is genius. Kevin says, here I wondered why you weren't responding to my text. I'm live. Yeah, man. You missed all the emails. I see your little blue dot in Facebook Messenger. But that's your fault. Man, I told you. I'm going live every week. Boom, every week. Except the last two because I'm lazy. All right, anyway, I got to knock this off. Thanks, guys, for being here. I really appreciate you. Yeah, it looks like we're already losing people because my humor is so good. People are exiting. Cool. Yeah, Jeff's got a lot going on too, it looks like. Cool. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks for being here. We'll come back next week. I'll have a whole thing, it'll be all good to go, and we'll do all this again with real content. By the way, if you have an idea for what you want to talk about in these, meaning like what you want me to talk about and you listen, let me know. You can do that on my Facebook page, the group that you're in now, YouTube, wherever you see this, drop a comment. I'll see it eventually. It may take months, but I'll see it, and I'll add it to my queue, and we'll do it. We'll do a live stream at some point in the future, talking about the issues that you're facing in your writing career. Guys, I'm here for you. I really, 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 really love talking about all of the stuff that makes a book career. I believe it can be done quickly, far faster than most people thought possible. I'm hoping that by kind of squirting out each of these like little things every day, every week, every month, courses, live streams, Facebook posts, whatever, that it's just continuing to fuel that fire for you, and you're getting some inspiration, some motivation, some experience, some knowledge, whatever it is that you're getting from me that you can use to build your career, to structure your life in a way that you want. I hope. That's my hope. That's my hope for you. But I want to pivot. So if it's not working for you or whatever, you're not getting something from me, let me know. You're not going to hurt my feelings. You're not going to offend me. On the contrary, I will appreciate the honest feedback, and I will probably try to change how I'm doing. So one person sent me an email and said, hey, I'm not really getting anything out of this course, and here's why. And I said, okay, when we dug into it, and I said, great, I'll do a video on that. Like I want to do that. I want to do more of that kind of stuff. So if you're not getting something out of it, that's not my goal. I don't want your money. I want you to get something out of it. So tell me what you're not getting, and I'll figure out a way to do it. Okay? There's more to come. Thanks for being here. I'm going to cut this off, and we will see you next week. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here.